My name is Matt Webb.
My name is Mike Ayley.
And we are several members of the band Marianas Trench, and you are watching PureGrainAudio.
There's this point during a lot of shows that we play where Ian, he's the drummer, and I will be about to go on stage, and we are usually in tank tops like this, and we'll smack each other's shoulders pretty hard. So I'll do it, but every once in a while I get really amped up before a show, and I'll hit him on both shoulders, and he'll hit me back, and I'll get him right back, and sometimes it's escalated to a very high level, and the other guys in the band love it, because somehow they're always innocent bystanders who don't have to participate but get all of the entertainment. We were doing one show, I think it was this tour. He was just about to go on stage, he was stepping up, and he has a headset mic because he has to drum and sing. And I whack right as he was going on stage. You actually heard through the PA noise, "Oh fuck!"
Lately we've been getting into exercising before we go on stage. So I would say that we're very extreme because we lift an extremely large amount of weight to improve our extremely large biceps before our extreme performances every night.
You know what's really extreme?
Great questions.
Is when you are on an actual red carpet or something. There's one called the Much Music Video Awards that's in Toronto every year, and there are thousands and thousands and thousands of fans right around it. So it's a really, really intense, high stimulation situation, and then you're also trying to give articulate answers to these interviews that you can hardly even hear what the questions are. I would say press experience, that's the most extreme.
For some reason on this tour, I've developed some sort of obsession with smashing bags of Tostitos into people. So if somebody just happens to be walking by and I have and there's a giant full bag of Tostitos nearby, I'll just take it and crush it against their back. So the other night, I've been doing it to our tour manager, Melvin, whenever I see him in a bag of Tostitos in the same room. Although the other night I did it to him, but I didn't want to mess up the bus too badly because it gets chips everywhere, obviously. Often the bag explodes. So I kind of gently pushed them against his stomach, and they crushed in a bag, and then the bag fell on the ground, and then one of our crew guys, George, picked it up and smacked him in the face with it, and there was chips everywhere. So the bus driver was not too excited. There was a lot of chips.
I have some of that on film. Not the incident, but the cleanup.
I know.
I think just crowd surfing and that kind of thing, but I remember getting caught in a really intense pit when I wasn't ready for it, and somehow people were crowd surfing above me at this point, and the crowd cleared around me and an entire person landed on my head, and I remember thinking that really sucked and it's gonna haunt me for the rest of my life, and it has.
I'm a pretty boring concert goer these days. I typically stand near the back away from the crowd and just kind of take in the experience, which is maybe not what most people do.
I like just watching the show now too.
Yeah.
We had the most extremely delicious food. Actually, just yesterday, we went to this restaurant called Nobu 57 in Manhattan. That was extremely, extremely amazing. It was probably the best meal I've ever had in my life, and I'm not exaggerating. We sat there very critically, three of us were there, discussing the meal, and was like, this is actually the best food I've ever had. So yeah, extreme in that sense.
It was.
You would not believe
most extreme.
How
oh my god!
Extremely obsessed I can be with checking aeroplane status stuff. But I'll go and I'll be checking flights to see how far they are, because we try to get a certain amount of miles on the Star Alliance stuff that we can get as possible, because you get benefits in the airports, and I am sitting there thinking about it every single day, and I'm online saying, how many flights do I have to take to get there on the years where it's going to be close, which is this year.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe what a common conversation that is amongst musicians all over the world. Acquiring frequent flyer points is a real big deal when you're in this business. It might be the best perk of this job.
Yeah, you can get upgrades to first class for free. Sometimes you can get extra baggage for free, overweight baggage for free, shortcuts in the airport.
And when you're in an airport every day, like we are, it's a nice thing to have.
Yeah, lounges with free stuff. It's pretty good life if you get there. We were playing once in a smaller town in Canada called Thunder Bay, and I was standing up on a block about 2 feet high, and it was the end of the song, and I jumped off like at the big moment, like I would if I was on stage, do the sort of rock jump thing, but I jumped backwards. Because I had the extra height, I just kind of kept rotating, and by the time I hit the ground, I was like rolling over on myself. It was my biggest onstage wipeout. I've had a few though where the shoe slipped, but that's by far the worst.
Most extreme.